I've been locked for a year, a whole year, and I wanted to come on here and just tell you guys how I'm feeling, some things I have observed, some of the issues I've had, what I've learned so far, all of the tea. Hey guys, it's Ifeyinwa and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. I knew that I wanted the first video of this year to be my 1 year Microlocs update. And yes, it is a little bit late. At the time of filming this video, I am actually 13 months. Is it 13 months? Yeah, it'll be 13 months in about 2 or 3 days. But I was waiting for my retie to film my 1 year Microlocs update because I didn't want to come on here looking a bit scraggly. So I hope you guys understand why this video has taken a little bit longer. So if you're excited about this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It honestly really helps my channel. Please make sure you check out some of my other videos. I make videos on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle, so not just Microlocs. So definitely check out some of my other videos. And of course, if you like the vibe, consider subscribing. I would love to have you. So yes, let's jump right into it. Even though I have an entire Microlocs playlist where I've talked to people about why I decided to lock my hair, how I locked my hair, who locked my hair, how many locks I have, how I take care of my locks, literally everything that you could think of. I still get the same questions on all of my Microlocs videos. So we're going to start off with a little bit of an FAQ just to make sure we're all on the same playing field. So I got my hair locked in Nigeria. I used a company called Any Braids. She is a Lagos-based mobile loctician company. I think they do all sorts of locks, I believe, but they specialize in microlocks. I paid about 70,000 naira for my installation, which is equivalent to about, honestly, the naira is just doing so badly, but at the time I think it was equivalent to about 100 pounds or maybe $120 or so. I had 3 locticians, so my install only took about 7.5 hours. I decided to go that route because I am Nigerian and I was in Nigeria anyway, and it was way cheaper than I was being quoted here in London in the UK. I have 548 locks. I started out my lock journey with about 10.5 inches of hair. I was completely natural. I had been natural for about 10 years when I decided to lock my hair. And I locked my hair for way too many reasons that I could actually summarize in this video. So if you want to know why I decided to lock my hair, I would highly recommend watching my very first Microlocs video. So I'll link that in the cards, and I'll also link my Microlocs maintenance video, which tells you how I take care of my locks, the products I use, how I wash my locks, literally all of that will be in a separate video. So how does it feel to be 1 year locked? It feels amazing. I'm not going to lie. This year has flown by, and I feel like it's flown by because I haven't been watching what my hair is doing. I get so many comments from people that are concerned about the ugly phase. I really don't like that term, but you know, the ugly phase when your hair still looks awkward, when you're still figuring out how to style it, and all of that I completely bypassed. In my opinion, anyway, some people might disagree. I completely bypassed that entire phase because I just wasn't watching what my hair was doing. It's so interesting. Like when I watch my older videos of when I first locked my hair, I literally don't remember having any recollection about watching to see how it was transforming, or watching to see how it was locking, or watching to see if it was growing. Like I literally just let my hair do what it wanted to do. You guys ask me all the time how I styled my locks, and again, I just did not style my locks. I literally didn't even do anything to my hair for the first, I want to say 10-11 months of being locked. All I did was put a bonnet over it and take that bonnet off in the morning and shake it out. I like to wear my hair on a side part, so I would maneuver it to some sort of side part. I didn't bother stretching it. I didn't bother styling it. I like to just let my hair do what it wants to do. And I think from that perspective, it's really benefited my hair, because you guys will know that I struggled with slippage in the beginning, which basically just means the unraveling of your locks. And I didn't want to do anything that would require any manipulation of my locks. So I didn't wear any extensions over my locks, including wigs. braids, crochet locks, all these things are options that you can obviously do while you have micro locks, but I didn't do any of that. I think, yeah, I actually had a wig made in Nigeria when I got my hair installed actually. And I think I wore that wig maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the whole year. And yeah, it wasn't my thing. So honestly, I didn't do anything to my hair. And I'm not going to just start styling my hair because you guys want to see styles, unfortunately. There's so many people that have different videos on how to style your micro locks, but for me, I'm very simple. The most I've done is wear it this way. I've tried wearing it a center part once, and there was one time I tried like a half up, half down thing, which I quite liked, but my hair wasn't really long enough, in my opinion, to like pull that off properly. I've also tried putting it in like a ponytail when I go to the gym. For the most part, this is it. However, around month 10 or 11, I keep getting mixed up, but not before this last retie, so about 6 weeks ago, I realized that my hair had just kind of dropped. And it's so funny, like, I don't know what happened. I washed my hair as usual, and when I took out my braids, because I'm still braiding and banding, I realized that my hair had just kind of dropped, and I really liked the way it looked stretched. So ever since then, I've been wearing my hair stretched. And how I stretch my hair, I literally just sleep with my hair in 2 flat twists all the way to the back. I don't do them tight whatsoever. I do them really, really as loose as I can. And I try not to braid around the nape of my hair because sometimes when I do, I feel like there's a lot of tension in that area. And then I will just unravel it in the morning, and that's literally all I do. The main reason why I like wearing my hair stretched is because it gives me more length, obviously, but also I just feel like it frames my face better. So that's been the main difference in how I've been wearing my hair, and lots of you guys have commented and noticed. So yeah, my hair didn't just magically grow overnight. I feel like it just dropped. That's the best way I can describe it. And for me, I noticed that around the 10 and a half, 11 month mark. So talking about changes in my hair, I did some close-ups for you guys. I'm just going to talk over the close-ups. I started to notice that my hair was starting to thicken a lot. I would say around the 6-month mark. I haven't rewatched my 6-month update, which I probably should have watched. But I think for me anyway, I started to notice that my hair was starting to thicken around the 6-month mark. And that's obviously just increased on a month-to-month basis. One thing I should have mentioned in the beginning when I was giving a background is that I have very fine hair. My hair is also very curly. And that combination is something that really worked against me when my hair was loose. The combination of those 2 elements makes my hair very fragile. But basically, because my hair is fine and because my hair is naturally very curly, it just wasn't, maybe more so because my hair was fine actually, my hair just didn't want to stay in the lock. So around the perimeter of my hair, I was experiencing a lot of slippage. And you guys know I was going back and forth on the best way to handle that. Because of that, I'm only washing my hair right before my retie, so only every 5 to 6 weeks. I am also just being really careful about washing my hair around the perimeter of my hair as well. So I was flat twisting along the perimeter of my hair when I washed it, and I was literally like trying as much as possible just not to be rough around that area. But the last few times I've gone to retie, my loctician has told me that the hair around my perimeter is doing a lot better. I'm not having anywhere as much slippage. I'm only having slippage around this side. Actually, let me come a bit closer. And that's mainly because the hair around here is a lot shorter. So like this is my baby lock. And this lock basically unravels like every single time I go in, if you can barely call it a lock. But you can see around the perimeter of my hair, I'm not experiencing any slippage like I was before. This is like, I guess, baby hair where most people might put on edge control and stuff, but I don't do any of that. But the locks around the perimeter of my hair, as you can see, are doing way better. So we thank God for that. And yeah, I think the main thing that helped with that was just time and patience and just allowing my hair to settle. So I think we're moving in the right direction. The other thing I was struggling with a lot was dry scalp. I don't know that I ever fully documented how bad my dry scalp was. Honestly, it just looks like a crust on your scalp, and I would notice it predominantly around the perimeter of my hair, but it was really everywhere, to be honest. I just could really see around the front of my hair. With the dry scalp, the first set of locticians I was seeing told me that I can't spray anything on it. I personally didn't listen to that. After a while, I realized that it wasn't working, so I was just spraying my hair initially with rose water. Then I switched to normal water because I mean, in all honesty, it's from a composition perspective, what you need to moisturize anything is water, right? So it doesn't matter whether it's fragranced or it's from distilled rose petals. It doesn't matter. What you really just need is water. So I thought that it would be a lot cheaper to just do plain water. I got myself a mist bottle. I think I showed it to you in one of my older videos. And then I was using jojoba oil and just massaging my scalp with that. On maybe once a week, I would use the oil and I would mist my hair every like 2 to 3 days, or when I noticed it was dry more than anything. I tried to go off of how my hair feels. And then I noticed really like over some time that I wasn't noticing my hair was like getting those dry, crusty scabs after some time. I was thinking about what I think could have caused that. And I'm 90% sure that it's because I started taking these hydration tablets. So I follow this doctor on Instagram and he talks a lot about electrolytes and hydration tablets and yada, yada, yada. I bought into it. I started buying these and I have one every single morning. And I've noticed that my skin feels more hydrated now. You know, when you get like those, what do you call it, like your cuticles start peeling, I noticed I don't have that as much anymore. And one thing I noticed very clearly on was that the dryness on my scalp I was getting was also diminishing. It's really interesting. I definitely think that there's something to be said about hydrating your body from the inside out. It could also just be a case of my scalp is adjusting, because one thing that my first locticians here in the UK was telling me was that eventually your body will get used to the fact that you're not slathering your scalp with oil and it'll start to produce more sebum to naturally lubricate. So I think that could be a reason. I also think it could be the hydration tablets. I don't know. But I have definitely noticed that there's been a significant decrease with the dryness in my scalp. And that's saying something because right now we're in winter and obviously it's a lot drier and colder now. So I'd imagine that it would probably even be less dry than it is now when the weather starts to get a bit warmer. So I'm really happy to say that a lot of the things that I was struggling with seem to have resolved themselves with time. So I guess that's encouragement to anyone watching this video to just be patient with your hair. Things will move in the right direction. It just requires time. One thing I would say is try not to do too much to your locks. I see so many people that are like doing deep conditioning treatments on their locks and styling their locks every day and coloring their locks. And I understand the temptation to do all of that. But I think while your hair is still maturing and settling, just be patient. Things will settle over time and you don't want to do anything too early on that could compromise the integrity of your locks. I guess this would be a good time to talk about my curly ends because I get quite a few questions about those. So let me just come a bit closer and show you guys what the ends of my hair looks like now that I'm wearing my hair straightened, well stretched. So that's what the ends of my hair look like. If I show you like one lock, that's what my ends look like. Focus. There you go. Can you see, guys? Ah, perfect. So I get questions about what I do for my curly ends. And I don't know, I think this is going to be a really annoying answer, but it's honestly just the texture of my hair. So if you go back and watch my Ayurvedic hair routine, I will link it in the cards. I filmed that when I still had loose hair. And even then you can see the true texture of my hair. I haven't done anything to keep my ends curly. They're not going to be curly forever. Eventually they're going to bud. My loctician is convinced that I will probably need another year for my hair to be fully locked. And by that, I think she just means for the entire length of my hair to be locked. Because if you actually look really carefully at my hair, it's not locked all the way. I'll come up and show you some locks. Actually, let me do that now before I forget. If you look at the base of a lock, let's come this way. From the top, you can see up at the top it's thickened, right? But then as you slide down, it hasn't thickened all the way. And if we look at another one, the ones towards the back are a lot thicker because that's where my hair was coarser. My hair's always been coarser towards the back. And then of course for the ends to lock, will take a while as well. But I'm really not bothered, honestly. Like, I'm not thinking too much about what it'll look like if my ends aren't curly and if I'll like it or not. I've seen some people will like intentionally spritz the ends of their hair with some sort of conditioner or oil or something to prevent it from locking. I don't know how that's gonna look in the long run, because I feel like once my whole, like the whole like length of my hair is locked and thick, wouldn't it look random to just have curly ends? I don't know, I really haven't looked into it. I haven't thought about it, to be honest. I don't really think I care either which way. I think people that have fully locked hair, like all the way, is really pretty. So I'm curious to see what ends up happening. I think what I should do is do some research into how both ways look and then determine whether I want to take more of an active stance around preventing my hair from locking all the way. Because right now I literally do nothing. You guys know, like, I'm a very low maintenance person when it comes to my hair. Yeah, I don't do anything to make my hair have curly ends. It's just the way my hair is naturally. Now, you might think that is a good thing or whatever, depending on, I guess, what you consider to be desirable. But in my experience, it really worked against me when I had loose hair, because the curlier your hair pattern is, the harder it is for your hair to feel moisturized, or to be moisturized rather, because, you know, the sebum has to work a lot harder to travel down the entire length of your hair. So it makes your hair more fragile. It makes your hair more susceptible to breakage. It makes it harder for you to retain length. And combined with that, my hair is also very fine. But luckily, now that my hair is locked, I feel like my hair is now maybe fortified, if that makes sense. Now it's able to retain length more, because this is easily, hands down, the longest my hair has ever been. Like, there's no discussion. I've never had my hair be this long, ever. And I think if I pulled it down, it'd probably even be longer. And yeah, my hair's definitely never been this long. However, I'm not the kind of person that wants to sit around and like watch my hair, because I think it's just like that saying. How's that saying go? A watched kettle doesn't boil. Like, when you're watching something, it just feels like it's taking so much longer to actually do what you want it to do. So I'm not studying my hair or like measuring it or anything like that. But obviously I can just see, looking in the mirror, that my hair's never looked this long. But yeah, I've really been enjoying my hair. You guys know how I feel about my hair. You guys know how I feel about my decision to lock my hair. Like, I can't say enough about it. The last thing I had to say was what I've learned since locking my hair. And honestly, I think it kind of echoes what I was saying earlier. It's just about being patient and giving your hair time to settle. Not watching your hair too much, I think, really, really helps. I've really enjoyed my journey, and I think that's because I've embraced my hair at every single stage. I think it's really important to remember that everyone's hair texture is different. Their starting length of hair is different. Their density is different. Oh my gosh, like, some of my favorite Microloc crushes are Taikara Ann and Queen Aleem. They have such big, thick, beautiful heads of hair. But when I look at what their hair looked like when they were loose naturals, like, their hair was way longer than mine, way thicker than mine. So there's no way my locks are going to look like theirs. Like, it's really important to just be realistic. Like, everyone's locks will naturally thicken over time. That's true. But I remember Queen Aleem's hair in particular looking way thicker at her 1 year mark than mine does. My loctician tells me my hair is thick, but I've definitely seen like thicker heads of hair. Like, Queen Aleem's hair is like, ooh, you know? So it's just important to make sure that you're not thinking your hair is going to look like anyone else's, because I think then you'll end up being disappointed when it doesn't, if that makes sense. So what are my future plans for my locks? Right now, I'm just leaving them be. I know that that's probably boring for you guys that watch me for Microlocs content. I had a period of time where I was thinking about potentially coloring my locks, but my hair is not fully matured yet, so it's not advisable. And also, some people might disagree with me, but I personally don't think it's possible to color your locks without damaging your hair. And I'm not willing to do anything at this moment that will damage my hair. At one point I was thinking about braiding my hair, or maybe having a wig made. I actually had another wig made and I just haven't wanted to wear it. I don't miss extensions whatsoever. I feel like because I've lived my whole life literally wearing extensions predominantly for as long as I can remember, it just feels really nice to not have to deal with that for now. That's not to say that a time won't come when I'll want to have more fun and experiment and do all of that, but for right now, I'm really just enjoying leaving my hair out and just letting it do what it does. It's so cool to hear how many of you have actually been influenced, if that's the right word, by my hair to lock yours. I really like the Microlocs community. I think it's really positive. It's really supportive. I feel really happy with the hair decision that I made. Literally, guys, the only regret that I have about my hair is not locking my hair sooner. And again, that was out of my control because I wanted to wait until my wedding before I locked my hair. So honestly, I just blame COVID. And I think COVID has ruined a lot of things for a lot of people, and that's just one of the things that's ruined for me. But it's okay, everything happens the way it's supposed to. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more Microlocs content from me, leave your suggestions or video requests in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I promise that they're just as good as my Microlocs videos. I upload 3 times a week, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekly vlogs on Sundays. So check them out if you like the vibe. And I will see you guys in my next one very soon. Stay blessed, stay safe, and take care. Bye.